we've got Josh Schuetzmann with us. He is CFC30, our newest ranking that we came out with in, I believe it was right before Christmas. And Josh, you landed number one as an offensive tackle at 6'7", 250 pounds out of Montreal, Quebec. You play with the Western Patriots right now, but you're a recent commit to Vanier and with other options on your mind. So just tell us how you got started with football and where you're going.
Well, honestly, it was a pretty simple story, to be honest. I was one of those kids that was touch and go with sports. I would always try something out like new every year. One year was hockey, soccer, basketball, and eventually I found my way to football because many people encouraged me, like, you're a big kid for your age, whatever, you try it out. So I said, why not? And it took me a few years to build the love for the game, but when I did, hit the ground running, and yeah, rest history.
What do you like most about being on the line?
See, my favorite thing is winning blocks in general, whether it's pancaking a guy, moving him off the ball, or even just winning my block in general. But also another underrated part I find about playing offensive line, especially left tackle, is I like it when my teammates can depend on me or my coaches. Yeah. Especially this season, I found a lot of my coaches drew up plays where I have to do something a little bit extra just because they believed in me, they put faith in me. The best way to put it is you don't get a lot of fame or credit for it, but you're respected. And if you ask me, I'd rather have respect over fame any day.
Well, I know we've talked about you in some of our podcasts, or at least top prospects, and we've got you labeled as a baby left tackle. And that's one that we use with not too many people. So you've got great feet. Well, we really like how you play the game, but what type of player would you say you are?
For sure, I'm a physical player. Whenever I have a chance to put you in the ground or, drive out the play, I will. But also, I would say I'm a very dialed-in player. I like to think I'm a smart player. So whether that's knowing my assignments or how to block them, I feel like that's half the battle. And that's something I feel like goes unnoticed sometimes. I like to think I'm a smart player as well.
Do you model your game after anybody?
For sure. I try and piece my game from other left tackles in the game or other tackles in general. But I would say one I always look up to is Trent Williams. Really the reason why we're number 71. And if you ask me, one of the best left tackles ever. He does everything the right way. So why wouldn't I look up to a guy like that?
Are there any coaches that you look up to in particular, or what type of coaching gets you motivated?
The type of coaching I like is where it's most of the time tough love, where they're very critical over the small details of things. Because if you ask me, playing offensive line especially, or just football in general, the little details is what elevates your game. The way I see it is if they're like me, critical over the details, and they're tough on me, that only makes me better. So I guess that's what motivates me.
What's your favorite part about the season? Is it practice? Is it games?
Honestly, I have to say it's games for sure.
Yeah.
In particular, I would say, like the adrenaline rush, the feeling of anxiousness before a game. That's for sure the thing I look forward to in the offseason, always preparing for that feeling. So
does your team do any cool stuff on game day?
Towards the end of the season, we started doing like little intros with smoke bombs and everything, but that was mainly for home playoff games.
Yeah.
Which was nice, so can't complain too much.
What kind of swag are you wearing on game day?
See, I've been changing it over the years. Right now, this season, I wore bicep bands. I taped up my wrists. I let my knees show a bit, even though the refs don't like that for some reason. And I wore a bit of leg sleeves and I have a visor. So I keep it a little bit simple, but good for an old lineman,
How did your season go this year?
We were undefeated for most of the year, but we ended up losing in the finals.
Okay.
I think we believe to finish the regular season 7-1. Then we won our first two playoff games. We lost in the finals by a touchdown, but, sucks, but is what it is.
What league is the Western Patriots in?
We play in the LFMM. So essentially it stands for Ligue Football Montréal Métro.
Okay.
So it's all the South Shore teams in Quebec.
What are your goals for this offseason?
Really, just to become a better player, rather it's becoming bigger, stronger, faster. I know we mentioned before we started this how maybe I put on a bit of weight. So I'd love to for sure become more technically sound, gain a bit of weight, become more athletic, all around just improving myself.
Are you going to carry on any of the lessons that you learned like during the pandemic in the off season when you guys couldn't really do anything? Are you carrying any of that kind of training into this off season, or?
Well, see, right now in Quebec, gyms are closed, so we can't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, back to the at-home workouts, the 20-pound dumbbells I have.
Oh.
The best I can. So it's for sure like the first wave of quarantine, but.
So let's just switch gears a little bit here. How do you balance your sports and your schoolwork and any extracurricular activities? And then just life, like hanging out with your buds. How do you balance all that?
Really, I would just say it's more, or most importantly, time management. And rather that's, scheduling your week ahead of you on the weekend or before it begins. Because, for example, I play basketball in the off season. I do training. I go to the gym, have school. So I'm always doing something.
Mhm.
So I think the most important thing is just, communicating with my parents, letting them know what I'm doing, and then scheduling my little weekend ahead so I know what I'm doing. I'm not just freestyling it when I get there.
Do you handle the performance expectations that you have on yourself or that others put on you pretty well?
To be honest, I set the bar really high for myself, and I feel like other people around me do, or at least I hope so, because I love that feeling of expectations, of pressure.
Mhm.
I always love those situations where I'm expected to do much or I'm asked to do more, or even, let's say, playing in big games. Like, I love all that goes with playing football.
So let's go into the recruiting bit. I know that we mentioned that you were a recent Vanier verbal commit. How has the recruiting process been for you so far?
To be honest, it was really difficult. You guys put out your little list, and beforehand, I had a few, CJEPs talking to me, a few prep schools, but I really gained some recognition, and my recruiting process really gained steam then, or gained momentum. And I finally realized, after the offseason, I'm like, well, I actually have to pick a school I want to play for.
Yeah.
I'm not playing for my old Western Patriots team anymore. Like, this is a big decision.
Mm-hmm.
So there was many, big talks with my family, what's best for us, what can I do? Where's my best opportunity to succeed? But yeah, I feel like I made the right choice right now.
Did you have a short list of CFCs, or even like, do you kind of know, like, if you were going to go to down south, do you have any place in particular or places that you kind of are looking at?
To be honest, up until I'd say about September, August, I didn't know of too many prep schools. I really just thought it this way, like, if they're a good school, they want me to come down there and it fits right, I'll go down there. But mainly, for most of my high school career, I was looking towards CJEPs. And the one's always, I guess, been stuck in my head is Vanier.
Yeah.
I've had coaches that told me, hey, you should go to Vanier. I have teammates that I've committed to Vanier. The O-line coach there, Ryan White, we started training in the off season, not really related to playing for Vanier at all. It wasn't like a persuasion, but yeah, just going to Vanier felt right in the end.
What like kind of post-secondary, like, so after CEGEP or prep school or wherever, junior college, where would you like to go? Is there any D1 schools that you really like, or U sports schools that you would like to look at?
See, U sports kind of falls into the same boat, I would say, as CJEP, where I always have like the same 3-4 in mind. Like, for example, huge fan of University of Calgary, maybe a bit too far, but hey, who knows, right? But see, the two schools that always, I guess, my dream schools are Alabama and Michigan. I'm actually a Bama fan, as much as people hate them. I just like the fact that, they're winners. They're always producing kids into the NFL. So how can you really hate them, And my second one, which is, I would say I'm more of a fan of, is Michigan, mainly because of their stadium. I mean, like I said previously, I love playing in big games in front of a lot of people, my expectations.
Yeah.
And the stadium has 100,000 people plus seated every single Saturday. So why wouldn't I want to go play for a team like that?
Do you watch college football at all? So obviously you probably do.
I'm more of an NFL guy, but I watch a decent amount of college football.
What are you looking for in your future school, like academically?
Something that really has like a good education system for athletes. Because once again, like we said, time management is really important for athletes or just people in general.
Yeah.
So they have a system in place where I can go down there and I can still be the best I can be off the field and on the field. Why wouldn't I want to go there?
Do you have any type of like future career that you want to pursue or investigate, say, once your football career is finished?
See, for me, I love football. It's really like I can talk about it all day. I play it. But the main thing is I've always said once I stop playing, whenever that is, I would like to always be somewhere involved in it. Rather than being, let's say, a commentator on TV or having my own show talking about football. Yeah. That's coaching. Because honestly, as an O-lineman, you can ask my friends, my family. I'm always talking about O-line related things. So why not coach it, right?
Well, you definitely have the broadcaster, the TV voice for it. If you were going to go on and be a commentator. Ultimately, where are you hoping football is going to take you? You just want to be involved in it, wherever it goes.
I want to be involved in it, but obviously the goal is to be in the NFL, play at the highest level I can be. And even if it's not the NFL, I've always told people, I just want to play at the highest level of football that I can play at. I just want to be the best version of who I am as a football player. And whatever that lands me, let's say I end up in college football, university, that's fine. Going to coaching, I'll find something else. I always just want to be around the game.
What's what are you watching on Netflix right now?
See, what I'm watching right now is, well, first of all, the new season 2 out Handle just came out. And I know it's a very corny show, but I enjoy it every now and then. But really, the two main shows I've been watching always is Money Heist, probably my favorite show of all time. Big fan of it.
Okay.
As well as right now, I guess my more serious show that I've been watching is The Rain on Netflix.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Do you prefer dogs or cats?
Dogs, easy.
Do you have a dog?
I do actually, yeah.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a American Bulldog, so basically it's a smaller version of a pit bull.
What's your dream destination for a vacation?
See, I'm not a big fan of the heat. Not a big fan of the beach either. It's tough to say. Honestly, I want to go to a place like Iceland because I've heard, nature-wise, they have some weird things going on there. It's a very nice country, or maybe a place like Switzerland where I can go to the Alps and the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere with mountains. I like that. That always comes to mind and be about that place is the fact that sometimes in the year they don't even have like sun down or sun up. And it's like, man, one day I'd love to experience that where it's like noon and it's pitch black.
Well, you don't need to go to Iceland to do that. You just go up to the Yukon.
Or even here in Quebec, it's 4:00 and it's pitch black.
If you could, well, you speak French, obviously, or I'm going to assume, do you speak any other languages?
Not really. Mainly English. I speak a decent amount of French. It's not the best, to be honest, but I can hold a conversation.
You're the general manager of a professional football team, so somewhere down the NFL. You have first pick of the draft. Who are you taking?
In this year's draft?
This year's draft.
Evan Neal.
What's on your music playlist?
See, I'm a huge fan of Pop Smoke, as well as, A Boogie, Sleepy Hollow, Chef G. I like a lot of guys from New York, but I have to say, number one, not even in question, is Pop Smoke.
Do you listen to any other genres, or that's it?
I listen to occasional like R&B. I actually don't mind country, believe it or not, coming from a guy that lives in Montreal. But I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to it. You know what I mean? You
can only have one video game. What video game are you playing?
Madden.
What superhuman would you be and why?
I'll have to come back to you on that. I have no clue. That's a tough question.
I stumped you on the action figure.
Seriously. I don't know what you want me to say. There's a lot of good ones.
Oh, don't look at what I want you to say. You got to pick who you want to be.
There's too many that come to mind, There's a super villain count, then I would say Thanos. Because that guy's on a different level. He's on a different timing there. This guy literally wiped out half the galaxy. So why wouldn't I want to be him? Having all that power?
He's totally evil.
I could be a good guy too.
Sweet or salty foods?
Salty.
Are you putting pineapple on pizza or not?
Definitely not.
Why not?
It's not right.
It's not.
It's a fruit.
Who cares? It's delicious.
What if you put berries on pizza just because, it tastes good? It doesn't work that way. Or
I didn't know there was rules for making pizza.
Well, you don't see someone like putting like little like lemon drops on their pizza. It doesn't work that way. Same thing with pineapple. Like you said before, sweet or salty? Salty.
Who's winning a fight between Spider-Man and Batman?
Batman. He has too much money. Way too much money. He's gonna come up with something new. Brand new. He's gonna put on. Spider-Man's dead.
If you met a genie and he offers you his 3 wishes, what are your 3 wishes? You can't wish for more wishes, and you can't raise people from the dead.
First one, I would say, I'm not sure if it's directly, but nice long, happy life for sure.
Okay.
For myself and people around me.
Okay.
My Carolina Panthers to win a Super Bowl.
That is a wish.
Once again, I'm thinking back to you on that. It's hard to think.
You got another wish, like anything.
Yeah, to make it to the NFL, I guess.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's a hot dog. It's a different category.
What category is that?
The hot dog.
That's the hot dog category.
Right? No one says, I'm making sandwiches, and then they give you a hot dog. You know what I mean? Put it that way.
So what I've learned from you is that there's rules for making pizza and that hot dogs have their own category.
Yes, quite literally.
I appreciate you coming on here. It was a lot of fun getting to know you a bit more, and we'll be looking forward to watching you see where you go, if you're at Vanier or next year down south and then beyond. And we wish you luck this next season.
Appreciate having me on.
Looking for more exclusive Canadian recruiting content? Become a CFC Insider Gold or Silver member today for access to rankings, analysis, and the latest recruiting news from across the country.